Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and welcome to an Empties video. Here we like to go through my trash and decide if it was good or not, if I would repurchase, and my overall thoughts and opinions on a product once I have since used it all up. Now before we proceed into the video, if you are looking at my face and you're like, girl, I love what you got going on, what did you do, what did you use, I will go ahead and link for you my full face of ColourPop right up here. It was such a blast to film. I obviously just got done with it, and it's so fun to dive into an entire face of one brand. And I feel like in doing that with ColourPop, it just made me re-explore and re-love them. Not that I ever stop using ColourPop. It's kind of like taking that second honeymoon with your man. You've been married 10 years and you're like, oh girl, I want to rekindle. I want to re-fall in love with you. I look at you every day. I love you every day. I know I can't live without you, but I need to like feel that passion, because right now all I'm feeling is anger that you leave your crusty busty underwear all rolled up on a ball on the floor and you can't ever pick your towel up off the floor when you're done with it. And it's just really starting to frustrate me. So I'm ready to go to Hawaii. Let's go. You know? Also, I'm not married, so I have no idea if that's accurate at all, but that's like what I picture when I picture marriage. So you can let me know if I'm right or wrong, but let's just jump in. Time to go through my trash, time to talk about garbage. And y'all, when we're talking about empties, I mean, hello. Do you see this big old bucket? She's full and beastie and ready to rock. Now, a lot of these items you will have heard me talk about a ton in the past, so I won't spend too much time on them, but for my newer subscribers, I do want to obviously talk about them because I use them a lot. And that is, of course, starting off with none other than my DP Hue ACV Vinegar Rinse. I love this so much. I wouldn't be surprised if there were like 3 more of these in here. They are a little bit on the pricier side. I get mine from Ulta. This is one of the bigger bottles. I want to say it's like $45, which is pricey. However, these are so worth it for your hair. So basically what these are, just to recap, they are exactly what they say, an apple cider vinegar hair rinse. But what's amazing with these is that they actually can be a shampoo and conditioner substitute, because when you go in and you apply these to the hair, they quite literally lift all the crap out of your hair. And when I say crap, I don't just mean like built up dry shampoo and whatever, like texturizing sprays, hair sprays, all that kind of stuff. I don't just mean that. These also will lift off any built up residue, or if you have like minerals and stuff that are in your water, or even just the built up dander and stuff that we naturally get in our scalp. This goes in and simultaneously lifts all of that stuff up off your scalp and off of your hair follicles at the same time. And what I love is that it does all of that stuff, which can typically be a very stressful time for the hair to go in and strip it of all the nasty stuff. But this does it while at the same time infusing it with argan oil and lavender and other stuff that really helps to soften up your hair, and hence why it can be a shampoo and a conditioner, because it kind of does double duty. And I have never experienced my hair feeling nicer after a shower than when I use this. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. I only use this, I would say 2 to 3 times a week. I can use it every day if I want to, but I find that I only really need it after I do dry shampoo, which is maybe every other day. So I don't use it every day, but I am able to. I actually ran an experiment, I think it was like 6 months ago, where I wanted to see if using it every day would damage my hair in any way. I know, I like to experiment on myself in ways I probably shouldn't, but guys, I didn't notice any difference. If you want to go in with this every day, if for whatever reason you feel like your hair is perpetually dirty or you have a really difficult time getting that good deep cleanse, this is just like, it's my holy grail. You will never feel or experience clean hair like you have felt it when you are done with this. I don't care how you have to buy it, if it's like with some Ulta points, if it's with a gift card. If you are a hair fanatic and you really feel like your hair is constantly weighted down or cakey or heavy in any way, I swear by this. I know I talk about it all the time, but guys, it is so, it's worth it. And that's coming from a girl who, like, I realize it's expensive. I have to pay out of pocket for it every time, and I willingly do so because I love it so much. Also, I want to hear in the comments from you guys, has anybody else tried this and do you love it as much as me? Because I'm telling you, I cannot live without this stuff. It's so good. So here's another one that I talk about pretty often. This is my Innisfree Jeju Volcanic Pore Cleansing Soap. I use this for my face. This is only half the bottle because your girl cuts it down so I can get all the soap out of the bottom. And I love this stuff so much. I do buy this off of Amazon. I want to say it's like right in the $12 range. It is so, so good. And I did want to mention, because I don't think I put this in my last video, I really enjoy this because I'm on the normal to oily spectrum and I have really bad acne, and this has helped a lot with both of those things. Really gets in there. It not only cleanses the more oily aspect of my face, I feel like it helps get all that excess oil off. Now, something I wanted to put in this video that I don't think I put in the last video or the last time I talked about this was that this works really well for me, but I'm also on the normal to oily scale, and I think that might be why, because it actually specs out on the back that it does a good job attaching to and removing sebum from your pores to help keep them purified, which helps prevent acne. And yes, it does do an amazing job at preventing acne. My skin has done a complete 360 from where it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and a lot of that is because of this soap right here. I love it so much. I've used this actually over 2 years now, because I started using it Memorial weekend, I believe, of 2017. So aside from using little soaps here and there or testing out other ones, this has been my main soap for 2 years for my face, and I swear by it. But I do think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm normal to oily, that I can use this. I think if you have normal to dry, I think it might dry you out a little, but if you're having an issue with acne, this is such an amazing option to test out. Again, more on like the normal to oily side. Maybe if you're combo, you could check it out. But for me, this has been key in getting my acne to stay at bay. I love this soap so much, and it actually smells really good too. I really love this. It's affordable, and I swear by it. Alright guys, and now we're going to talk about this, my favorite dry shampoo of all time. This is Batiste. I love them for multiple reasons. It's affordable, it comes in a ton of different colors, so depending on your hair, you don't have to worry about getting that weird white cast. It comes in scented. I believe it comes in unscented, multiple different scents. The bottles are all different. They're easy to tell apart, and it's so freaking affordable. You get a great amount of products, and oh my god. Oh, and it's readily available. You can get this at drugstores, Meijer, Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can get this at Walmart. You can get it all over. I buy mine at Ulta, and you can also get it at Ulta online, so if you want to earn points while you buy it or redeem points and test it out, you can do that as well. But guys, this stuff is just... oh, it's so good. Like, if you are looking for a dry shampoo, there's literally no other dry shampoo I would even recommend than this one, because every other dry shampoo I've tried, even if they work, they don't work for very long, and when they go in and absorb the oil on my scalp, they feel very heavy and very cakey, and this one doesn't do that for me. When I apply it into the scalp, it feels so lightweight and so even throughout the hair, and it gives me a nice amount of volume. Like, it actually goes in and kind of does two things. It'll give me a little bit of volume, it'll help cover up my oil, but it doesn't do anything in a really overly cakey way. And even back when I used to go like 3 or 4 days without washing my hair, because I was trying to see how long I could go. P.S. my hair does not like going more than 2 days. But even when I would go back and do that, I noticed that it still never got super thick and super cakey in the hair. Yes, it would feel weighted, but it never got like pancakey thick. And I just love that about this stuff so much. I have far more than 2 bottles. They just wouldn't fit in this can. I use it all the time, even on days where like my hair is freshly washed and cleansed. I'll go in with some of this just to give me a little bit of volume, a little bit of lift, and I would actually do that right now because my hair is looking a little bit flat. But guys, this stuff is just so good. I swear by it. If you're looking for a dry shampoo, this is it right here. This is what you need. Now that conversation kind of leads us straight into this guy right here. This is from Living Proof. It is their Full Dry Volume Blast. It is a styling and finishing spray, and I'm not gonna lie, for me, this one just didn't do enough to constitute the price that it goes for. I think it's like $26, and for that price, I will stick with Batiste all day long, because even though this one isn't spec'd out as a dry shampoo, it is spec'd out as a styling and finishing spray. And I have to say, in the way of giving me texture, like on the hair, it didn't do much of anything. For giving me instant lasting volume, like at the root, it did okay, but I think my Batiste does better, and it helps remove and keep my oil at bay throughout the day. So for me, is this my favorite? No, but I think it's because the Batiste does all of that for me anyways. Now, if I wasn't judging this against something else that's more affordable, I don't think it's a bad product. I just don't think, again, for me, it's worth the price. I would probably stick with some sort of a root volumizer that you can get that's more of like the powder, which I know they make those, or I would go with just like a hairspray and find one that's a texturizing hairspray. But for this to be the price that it is and not give me anything more than a little bit of volume, I just don't think it's worth the price for me personally. And I also think the smell of this one is a little bit aggressive, if I'm being honest. When I would go in and spray it at the root to get the lift and the volume that I needed or that I was looking for, it did smell pretty intense in that area, like I'd have to walk away and come back. That's not uncommon though with these types of sprays, so I'm not mad at it, but just if you are sensitive to fragrance, something to note. But overall, it's not bad. It's just not my favorite, not something I would repurchase. And by the way, in case you can't tell, the first 3 things, those I would repurchase. I only have 3 of these here right now, but y'all, these are the simple Micellar cleansing wipes. I talk about these in every video. I'm not going to drone on, but if you are looking for an amazing, amazing drugstore wipe, these are it. I'll use the ones in the white package or the ones in the green package, depending on which one they have in stock, because sometimes one is out of stock in store. I think right now I'm using the green ones, but either way, they all work amazing. I love the way that these remove my makeup because they do it in a way that is with micellar water, so it's very nice for sensitive skin, and it doesn't go in and aggressively remove it. You don't have to scrub a lot. It's just a very nice, it feels like, honestly, like you're splashing water on your face and your makeup just comes off. It's so easy, and I love, more than anything, I love that these don't leave this weird film on my face. I know everybody die-hard loves the Neutrogena wipes, and I'm okay with that. They are a good wipe, but I don't like the film that they leave on my face. They have like this kind of oil that is left behind, and I feel just like permanently greasy, and it's just not my thing. These ones don't do that. They leave literally no cast on my skin. They're just nice water, and they're so good. I highly recommend these. Oh, I highly recommend them. They're so good. Ooh, y'all, now that we got the big stuff that I've used all the time off the top, there's good stuff coming in the bottom. Yes. So let's go ahead and kick that little list off with some skincare, high-end. This is Tatcha The Essence. This is their plumping skin softener. And you guys, this is such an amazing toner. Now, for those of you that don't know what a toner is, or you're not too into skincare, typically you work from the lightest viscosity to the heaviest. At least that's what I do. I think that's what you're supposed to do. And that means that when I'm done cleansing, which I use that Innisfree soap we already saw, then I go in with my toner, and that would be this little guy right here. I obviously use the entire bottle. Now, right now I am using and testing out different toners, but let me tell you, this toner is so good. Now, if you're a skeptic like me, because I was 100%, I was like, girl, I am never gonna pay, what is this, like $95? There's no way I'm gonna do it. Absolutely not. And then I used the entire bottle, and my skin was so sad when I ran out. This has a way to it that it actually does plump and soften and make your skin look more supple. It looks more youthful. It has this light little radiance to it. I cannot explain it. All I can tell you is that on the back of the bottle here, it says this is a concentration of pure micronutrients, softens and plumps the skin with deep hydration while maximizing the performance of the Tatcha skincare ritual. 100% true. This had such a beautiful, like, when all I can think of is when I would apply this to the skin, it looked like I had went in with a retinol, like I had went in and had a facial. My skin just had this beautiful glow, and it wasn't something that like, oh, I put the essence on and now I see it. It was something to where I could see the prolonged benefit of this product over a period of time. And I think with Tatcha especially, they catch a lot of crap because they are such a high-end brand, but in my experience, Tatcha has really been one of those brands that you get what you pay for, and their stuff is so on point. Whatever they say it will do, it will do. And I'm such a skeptic. Whenever a brand's like, oh, just like with mascara, they'll be like 10 times the volume. I'm like, 10 times the volume of what, honey? Nothing? Like, hello, this is an awful mascara. But with Tatcha, that isn't the case. And it's because they don't just go off of what customers say. It's not like, oh, 97% of customers saw this. Yes, they do field research, obviously, but it comes from the fact that they know the ingredients they're putting in, and they know what those ingredients are targeted to do. But Tatcha is just one of those brands that through and through doesn't let me down. And this essence, like, when I'm done using up my other toners, I would 100% repurchase this. I know it's on the pricier side, and if you don't put a lot of value in toners or that feel, I completely understand. They do have other items from their lines that you could check out that also have that Hadassah 3 complex. But guys, it is so good. It really is like nutrient water for your face, but like amped up on steroids. It's so good. I highly recommend this stuff, and I really, really enjoyed it. All right, now while we're on that Tatcha train, honey, let's talk about the Dewy Skin Cream, because I used up the entire thing, and I didn't just use the entire thing, y'all. This is so clean. Like, I could send this back to the lab and be like, I'll take a free refill. That's how clean this is. And if you are someone that is on the fence about this cream, here's what I will tell you. It's amazing. Now, I do think it's geared more for people with like normal to dry skin. I am at more of the normal to oily, so I use this mainly at night just to give me a nice, like, hydrated, fresh face for the morning. And what I found was that when I used this cream, my skin actually had this glow. But again, it wasn't just like a glowy highlighter. It wasn't a glow from within. It was because this is such a hydrating product on the skin that you, like, your face just literally can't contain all the hydration. and it doesn't do it in a way where you feel like it's gonna pill up, because you know how sometimes, I don't know if I'm the only one, but sometimes I'll put like skincare on and it'll actually start to pill off my face for whatever reason, like my face just can't absorb it, or it doesn't want to sink in, or it mixes badly with other products or whatever. And this does not do that. It goes on and it just sinks in. Even if I went in with too much and I let it sink in overnight, because I would do that quite often, I feel like this product, it just had a way of always sinking completely in, and it never went to waste. My skin just constantly kept drinking it in. And another thing that I really like about this is that it has the anti-aging properties in it. And for me, anti-aging, I feel like everybody puts that in. Foundation, anti-aging. Like concealer, anti-aging. Antifungal, anti-aging. Like everybody puts anti-aging in everything, and I feel like it's such a gimmicky aspect of a lot of skincare that we see. But when it comes to Tatcha, they are one of the few companies that when they say anti-aging, I trust that they have put ingredients in there that represent the anti-aging market. Overall, I really do love this. Again, if you're normal to dry, even combo, I think you could really enjoy this. I know a lot of dry skinned influencers will actually use this as their primer because it does such a great job at really giving you a nice prepped base. And even as a normal to oily girl, I would go in with a little bit of this and prime the skin, and it looked beautiful as well. So I don't have any issues with this. Oh, and that's the other thing you need to know. This, I know it's expensive, but y'all, a little goes a long way. Like a pea-sized amount will literally do your entire face, and you will be dewy and hydrated and happy all day. So keep that in mind when you purchase. But guys, so good. Now the next item up is something I've talked about several times on my channel, my Halo boosters. Now I know right now these can be a very controversial topic. I have zero desire to dive into all of that. I will tell you, I take the pink one. So there's kiwi seed. I know she just launched multivitamins as well, but when it comes to the hair, skin, and nails, there is a kiwi version which is targeted just for one or two of those things. And then there's this one, and this is the full gamut. This is hair, skin, and nails. It is the original, the pink pill. And this is so good. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend it. I noticed a huge difference immediately after taking it. My mom noticed a difference. We both take this actually, and I believe we've taken it now for over a year, and very consistently I've noticed a huge difference when I started and I stopped, just to see what my skin would do, how it would react. I feel like my skin not only looks younger and looks more vibrant, but it did a beautiful job at eliminating not only active acne, but also going in and helping to fade like hyperpigmentation and redness and old acne scars, helping to plump out my wrinkles right here on my forehead. And even my mom noticed a lot of that same stuff, hyperpigmentation, especially her wrinkles on her forehead, her crow's feet. There was a huge difference to be noted just after 6 months, which I do have a full review video of this with my mom. I will link it up here. It's a pretty old one, so it's filmed actually in my old setup. And even if you've watched the video or you don't care about these at all, I'm telling you right now, go to that video, go to the bloopers at the very end. They are very long. There's like 3 minutes of bloopers, and I've never laughed so hard. I will, if I'm having a bad day, I go watch that video. That's how funny it is. So even if you don't care about these, you don't want to watch it, okay, that's fine. I'm telling you to go watch the bloopers. They're hilarious. If you like bloopers, which by the way show up at the end of every video, but nothing like this. Just go watch it. It's funny, I promise. All right, and now we're going to talk about some heat protectants for my hair. Right here I have the Treseme Heat Tamer. This is their Thermal Creations heat protector. And then over here I have the Kenra Platinum Blow Dry Spray with advanced dry thermal protection. Now, here's the situation. I like both of these. Would I repurchase them? No, but that's because I'm currently using another product that I did talk about in my last Empties, which if I didn't mention it yet, I will go ahead and link that up here. I think I had been through one when I did that video. It is from Bumble and Bumble. It's their invisible heat oil or whatever, and it not only goes in and does a heat protectant, but it also infuses your hair with oil, helps make it nice and bouncy and supple. So it kind of does both things at the same time, which is really nice, especially for my hair, which desperately needs all the help it can get. And that's really the only reason I wouldn't repurchase these. Neither of them were quote unquote bad per se, but it's just that one does a little bit more for me than these do. The Kenra, I think of the two, is my least favorite, just because the consistency of it, it's very similar to this one in consistency, but for some reason the way that this one sat in my hair, it had a different like dry down effect. And I have purchased this one a couple times actually, so it's not even so bad that I would never buy it again. It's just that now that I've tried the other one, I kind of have a different love and appreciation for them. So for me, I just don't love the way that this one sits on my hair. Again, not bad. I do feel like it did a good job of being a thermal protectant, protectant, but nothing that's so special I would purchase it again. And the one from Treseme, this one actually lasted me a really long time. I love that this one has this cute little spray bottle on it right here. I think that that's really cool. And obviously this is Treseme, so it's a much more affordable option. And I feel like of the two, this is definitely the one I would go with. This one does sit a lot better in my hair. It doesn't make it feel dried down or weighted or crunchy, which this one did a couple of times, and I don't love that. So if you're looking for one on a budget, you don't want to go bumble and bumble, or you don't need that infused oil kind of feel to your hair, this is really good option. So let's go ahead and chat about mascaras real quick. I have two right here. The first one is from Covergirl. This is their Clump Crusher Mascara. I love using this for the lower lash line for so long. You guys saw me use this time and time again. I still do love this. I actually bought another one, so I would repurchase this. It can be a little bit sad whenever you buy a mascara just for your lower lash line, but the reason I love this down there is because it has a beautiful way of separating and defining the lower lash line lashes, but giving them a little bit of volume. Not too much, a little bit of length, but not too much. Like, it gives them just perfect everything. Now on my upper lashes, I do not like this. It doesn't give me enough volume. It doesn't give me enough anything. But for the lower lashes, I love this. The wand is actually nice and thin, so it's super easy to apply. It has a nice little curve, so it's just a little bit of that both sides and you're done. It just, I don't know, something about this to me just screams lower lash line mascara. I don't know if it's the size of the wand, the shape, the way it applies, I don't know, but for me this works beautifully on the lower lash line. Now the other mascara I have right here, this is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Full Fat Lashes, and I went through a moment with this mascara. I diehard loved this for so long. I did repurchase it. The only issue I started having at random the last time I used it was it started to transfer and kind of get flaky under my eye, which I hadn't had previously. So I don't know if maybe I have an old or a weird tube or what. But for me, this is a really nice mascara. If I take out the issues I've had currently, this did a beautiful job at going in and making my lashes look really full at the base. It gave them a little bit of length, not too much, but the fullness was what I really loved from this. It made the lashes look a little spidery, but not overly so. And it was just a beautiful mascara. I did really enjoy this. Obviously, I did repurchase it. Depending on how this other tube goes, I don't know if I would repurchase it again, but I did rebuy it once, so it is really good. Two items that barely need any introduction. I have the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, both of which I use all the time. I've used several of both of them, so I'm shocked there's only one of each in this container. The one from Morphe, I'm not even going to talk about it. I use it in almost every video. It does a beautiful job at setting everything on my skin. This is easily like top 4 setting spray. So good. Gives me a beautiful natural finish to the skin. Doesn't overly mattify, doesn't make it dewy, doesn't do anything I don't want it to. The mist on it is amazing. The way it applies, the way it presses, works amazing. Literally, I've never had a bad encounter with this. Highly recommend. Highly. The other one over here, the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I love this stuff as well. It has a more of a matte finish, I would say, but it does a beautiful job at extending the wear of your makeup. The pump on this is really nice, and it does a great job at fusing all the layers of your makeup together, similar to this one, but leaving a much, like I said, a more matte finish to the skin and really locking it in place while it fuses them all together, which is really nice. Both of these are crucial. I love them. I have several backups of both, and I love them. I love them equally. I would 100% recommend and repurchase because I have. And then last but not least, I have this guy right here. This is from Origins. It is their High Potency Nightamins Mineral Enriched Renewal Cream. So this is a very nice thick night cream, and I have to say I really enjoyed this as well. Oh my god, it smells so good. You can tell, like, look at how clean that is on the inside. Crystal freaking clean, y'all. I cleaned it out. I was actually using this during the winter as a day cream, which is pretty rare, by the way, for a normal to oily skin queen like myself to find a thicker cream that I can actually use under my makeup. But because it was winter, my skin was a little bit on like the dry side, which was super bizarre. But this had a beautiful emolliency to it, where when I set it on the skin, it was thick, but it didn't sit thick and heavy on the skin. It did like this nice, even, like thick absorption, and the way that it pressed itself into my skin was really nice. Now, if you are a normal to oily skinned person, is this something I would probably recommend during the day? Not so much. I would probably stick to at night, letting it really go in and sink and settle into your skin. But overall, it is a really nice cream for the skin. And my mom, fun fact, if you are more on like the mature skin side, my mom does also really enjoy Origins. She likes their products because they are so thick and creamy, and she has more dry mature skin. So the way that they work on her skin is just beautiful. They sink pink and subtle with all of her products, and she really enjoys them as well. So if you are on that side or someone you know is curious about it, something to note, they do work beautiful on mature skin. And you guys, that is it. That is all the trash I have for you today. Let me know down below, do you like these kinds of videos? Do you not? Do you prefer them? I really love Empties, because not only is it a fun way to talk about what you did and didn't like about stuff, but it's also really good to know that the person who's talking, in this case me, has used the entire product, so I really have a good feel for it. Everything that I could have wanted to know, I have hopefully had a chance to learn about and really deliver all of that information to you guys, which is key, because yes, there are sometimes, like, we do a first impression, it can be a little disheartening to be like, oh, she only used it once or twice, and I just feel like this is the perfect way to culminate, especially with skincare, what I loved, what I didn't love, what I like about a brand or a product, or was the hype there for this mask, or whatever the case is. So let me know down below, do you guys like these? Do you want to keep seeing them? They only show up every couple of months because obviously you have to use up a ton of stuff, but y'all know I'm constantly using up a ton of stuff on this big old face of mine. So let me know down below, do you like these kind of videos? Do you want them more frequently? Would you rather they be more frequent but smaller? Just let me know all of your thoughts down below. While you're down there, don't forget you can scuttle on up to that description box. Check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They are both linked down below, and they are hyperlinks, so all you have to do is click them and click follow. And if you haven't done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications for this here YouTube channel, because I do upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. It is early, it is fun, it is funky, it is fresh, and I really hope you guys love that. I know a lot of you really enjoy the time slot because it's bright and early. We get up, we drink coffee, we do our lives together. And you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. There you go. That would be my thumbnail. That would definitely get people to click. I think they'd be like, what's wrong with Paige? She's finally having that mental breakdown we've been waiting for. My nose itches so bad. What is this? Where when I set it onto the skin, it was thick. Talking, bye. Better take a drink for this. Go Paige! Oh, Doyle rules! Now next thing's up, so even if you don't want to watch the video, you don't care about Halo at all, I'm telling you to go watch the bloopers. I literally pee every time what?